Hey first grade, today we're going to talk about a special day and I'm going to give you just a few hints to see if you can guess what special day we're going to talk about. So a few hints. On this day, we like to help the earth by picking up trash, recycling, or reducing the amount of things that we use. So I'm going to give you just a second to see if you think you know what day we're going to talk about. All right, if you said Earth Day, then you are correct. So Earth Day is a day to help us remember why it is important to keep our earth clean. Because really, I don't want to live on a dirty earth, and I bet you don't either. So pollution is what makes our planet get dirty. So there are pollutions can be gases, chemicals, or just trash. And all of these things can be harmful to plants, animals, and to us. And I know we've talked about plants and animals lately and all of the things that they need in order to survive. But if all of those things aren't there for the plants and animals and for us, then it's not going to be a very healthy place to live. So, the first thing we're going to talk about are some different ways that our air can get polluted. So, I'm going to give you just a second to think about something that might could pollute our air. I already have a few ideas, but I'm going to give you just a second to come up with an idea. All right, so one way that our earth can get polluted is by cars. And I bet everyone has ridden in a car because I bet your parents drive one. Maybe not a car, it could be a van or a truck, but cars can pollute our air. Let's stick it up there so we can remember. Also, I bet if you've been driving down the road and you've probably seen one of these. These are big trucks. These are 18-wheelers. And they can put out gases and pollute our air as well. And another one that can pollute is an airplane. You may not have flown in an airplane before, but these can also produce gases that pollute our air. And another one, we've talked about these a long time ago when we talked about Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. So factories put out a lot of chemicals and gases and they pollute our air. So even though these factories are used to make things for us and for us to buy, they still pollute our air. All right, so those are all some things that pollute our air. So now we're going to talk about things that could pollute the land. So if you brainstorm a few ideas on what you think might could pollute the land, I have a few ideas myself too. So we can pollute the land and not even really realize it. So sometimes you might get tired of chewing your gum and you toss it out the window if you're riding in a car or you're outside and you just throw it into the woods or into the trees or grass. So even though you think it's not polluting, it is. And it's also littering and it's making our earth dirty, So any kind of food, even if you don't finish your food and you just throw it out, it's still making our earth dirty. So something else, some soda cans. So if you're drinking your drink and you get finished and you can't find a trash can, you just throw it on the ground. Is that the right way to throw it away? No. So we should find a trash can instead of just throwing it on the ground. So soda cans are aluminum and they're metal, so they don't really go away. It takes a really long time and you have to help keep our earth clean. What about fast food wrappers? So if you're having a picnic or you're out at the park and you get finished, you don't really want to get up and go to the trash can, so you just leave it. That's still polluting our earth and it is littering. And another one are plastic bottles. So this is a lot of plastic bottles, but we don't want to just throw them out. So if you were at a playground and you wanted to play in the sandbox, what if you started digging in the sand and you kept finding all of these things? Would the sand be fun to play in? Or if all of the trash was all over the playground, would you really have a lot of space to play, or would you be playing in trash, because I don't want to play in trash and I want to help keep our earth clean. So what about water? So if you think about water, some animals can live in water and we need water to drink, and plants and animals also need water to survive. So what happens if all of our water is dirty? The lakes, the ponds, the creeks, the oceans, all of those get dirty. So if all of those get dirty, it can really hurt the animals and we won't have clean drinking water. So now we're going to talk about the 3 R's. So reduce, reuse, and recycle. So a way to reduce pollution, for example, you could carpool. So instead of everybody driving, people could ride together. Instead of having a lot of cars, you might have 1 or 2 cars. So if you carpool, you can ride together, and that helps eliminate or take away some of the pollution that is being put into our earth. You could also ride a bike instead of driving your car. You could take a walk instead of driving your car. Those are some other ways that we could reduce. We can also reuse. So a lot of things we could reuse are plastic bottles. So there's a couple of ways we could reuse these. So if yours is empty, should you just throw it away? Or could you refill it and drink it again? Or you could also avoid buying a bunch of these, and you could buy a water bottle that you can wash in the sink. And another way we can reduce, reuse, and recycle. So if we recycle, then that means that we are disposing or getting rid of things in a different way. So a lot of times you can recycle plastics, you can recycle paper, and you can even recycle the aluminum cans, the soda cans. You can also recycle glass. So instead of just throwing it into the trash can, you can sort it and you can separate it out and you can have it recycled. So those are some things that we could do to help the earth. Now I want to challenge you to do something either today or tomorrow that could help the earth. So if you go outside and you see a piece of trash, you could pick it up and throw it in the trash can. Or if you are drinking from a water bottle and it's empty, instead of just throwing it away and getting another one, you could refill it. So I want to challenge you to do something that could help the earth. And once you've done something, send your teacher a picture because we would love to see how you are helping the earth. Bye guys.